G'day, welcome back to RC Model Reviews. An interesting piece of news has just come across my desk, and that is that RedCat Holdings is selling its Fatshark and Rotor Riot businesses. Yeah, it acquired those a couple of years ago now, I think, and at the time a lot of people scratched their heads and thought, why has RedCat bought these two companies? They don't seem to be particularly aligned with its other enterprises, but they bought them, and now they're selling them. In fact, I don't know if they're selling them. According to this report here, it says that RedCat will fetch $18 million cash in stock from an agreement to sell the unit to Unusual Machines. And there's a press release on the RedCat site here, which tells us all about what's going on. RedCat says here that the sale of Rotor Riot and Fatshark Holdings will allow us to focus our efforts and capital on military and defense. Our recent partnerships with Tomahawk Robotics, etc., etc. Basically, what they're saying is there's more money in military. The military's always got money to spend, and consumers don't have money to spend. And with the recession coming up, no better time to quit a consumer-based business than now, I suppose, and focus on military things. So this is common sense. It's probably a strategic move on the part of RedCat Holdings. But what we have to ask ourselves is, who's this Unusual Machines people? Who's this crowd, Unusual Machines? I'd never heard of them, so I did a bit of research. And this is all I could find. They're based or registered in Puerto Rico. And I thought, Puerto Rico, let's have a look at here. Oh, yes. RedCat Holdings is also headquartered in Puerto Rico. So, and this deal is being done, let me just go back to the press release. This deal is being done with a stock purchase agreement. Stock purchase agreement, which means it's not all cash. I think they say here, Rotor Riot and Fatshark Holdings being purchased from RedCat for $18 million in cash and securities. So the purchase price will consist of only $5 million actually in cash, $2.5 million in a convertible senior note of Unusual Machines, which is kind of like an IOU, and $10.5 million in Series A convertible preferred stock of Unusual, payable at closing. So it's really, they're getting an IOU. They're getting a little bit of cash, but mainly it's an IOU and a stake in this this Unusual Machines company, which I've never heard of it before. And the fact that it's headquartered right alongside RedCat in Puerto Rico makes me think that this is basically a ledger adjustment on the part of RedCat. Could be wrong, totally speculation. I have to just say that right now. But it looks to me as if there's a connection between Unusual Machines and RedCat, and what RedCat is doing is trying to make its own balance sheet look $18 million better than it actually is by effectively selling Fatshark and Rotor Riot to Unusual Machines. So Unusual Machines basically say, well, we owe you $18 million less the cash, and RedCat can put on their ledger, we're $18 million better off because we've sold these two assets. So it's probably not as clear as one might think. But what does it mean for Fatshark and Rotor Riot? I mean, is Unusual Machines going to be putting more money into them? Are they going to promote them? Are they going to be running them properly? What are they going to do? They seem to be a holding company, just like RedCat Holdings was. So it's probably business as usual for Rotor Riot and Fatshark. But it will be interesting to see what the situation is in another 6 or 12 months' time. I guess that they have to be making a profit in order for Unusual Machines to make a profit, depending on what else Unusual Machines has in its portfolio. I haven't seen anything. So is Unusual Machines just a shell that's set up to enable this transfer of assets and this book enriching of RedCat? I have no idea. But it's crazy stuff in the hobby. And perhaps it speaks to the fact that RedCat doesn't have a lot of confidence in the consumer market at the moment. Fair enough. I mean, we're entering a recession. The consumer market will be in decline. And with all the conflicts around the world, well, the military market, especially when drones are concerned, that's got to be an ascent. So RedCat is probably doing what's best for its shareholders. Maybe not what's best for our hobby, but it's best for shareholders. Anyway, if you've got any insights or, think you know what's going on, chime in down in the comments. Let's have a bit of a discussion. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. And I, as always, will be keeping an eye on the news wires for anything that I think you should know about that you might not have seen yourselves. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.